primary teachers. So this is just a tutorial on how to use Nearpod. You certainly don't have to use Nearpod when you teach a primary lesson, but I think it's pretty helpful to plan lessons and to help the kids be engaged in different ways, especially for junior and senior. It can be very different. A lot of the junior primary children aren't old enough to read yet, so they would benefit from activities that do less reading, but senior primary, of course, would benefit from activities that do more reading. So this can provide some differentiation. So here is nearpod.com. You can make your own Nearpod account for free. You do sign up for free, or you can use the account that we have for you. So let's log in. The login information is on the sign-up sheet that I sent. Here's the username, and the password is Revere, number 2, Ward, and that's all lowercase. Okay, so I'm going to show you a sample lesson real fast. This is one that I made just for baptism. You can do live participation with Zoom, which is very helpful. You can do live participation. Student paced is if you buy the fancier version, which we might end up doing. But we're just going to preview this lesson. So my lesson is about baptism. This is just an example of what Nearpod would look like. It's like slides with activities. Here's an open-ended question activity. So all the students on their own devices, once they logged into your lesson, they would get this question, what do you know about baptism? And they can put their answer in here. It is in water. And then they could put in their answer, and then you get to see everybody's answers. Draw a time when you felt the Holy Ghost. Maybe they could do their confirmation, so they could draw for you their confirmation or something like that. Next is a fill in the blank. Here are the, looks like it's waters of Mormon. So the kids would all get this on their own device. And then this is another activity where all the kids can write their thoughts, or they can put an image. So maybe I'd look for an image on here. I learned about baptism. And then it would post it as a sticky note. And then you could save them as sticky notes so you can like them too. So that's an example of what it would look like. If you did do live participation for this lesson, all of your students would need to go to nearpod.com and they would see this code on your screen. You can also make this a Zoom meeting if you want to. But I think that we would need the fancier version for that. So I will let you know if we end up buying that or not. You can email them the link if you want. You could send it in a text or an email, or you can just show it on your screen and they can put it in. Okay, so now that we know what it looks like, let's go back to Nearpod. I'll show you what it looks like to make one. So if I wanted to make a new lesson, I would, right here, lesson in Nearpod, I would make a new lesson. And you would add a slide to start, and you can either do content, and you can play with this if you want. I would probably just make a slide, which is where you can just put like pictures or words. And then the activities is the fun part. We've got little games, open-ended questions, matching pairs, like a poll, fill in the blanks. So these are some of the things that I showed you. So the content and the activities is what you'd use. So let's say I wanted to make a quiz. I would say, what is baptism? And then I would put in answers. A covenant ordinance. And then I could say which one it was. And then I would say save. And then there's my first part, which is the quiz. And then I can add another slide and another slide. And that's how you make your slideshow. And that's about it. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. I could say this is baptism, senior lesson 920, for example. And then it will be available here. So I hope that you see that this is a great tool to utilize to have engagement with your primary children in your class. And if you have questions, please feel free to email me or one of the presidency. And don't feel like you have to use this, but if you'd like to, it's a great tool. Okay, so then the last thing for when you're actually doing the lesson, you're going to go to your lesson. So let's say that this is your lesson. And you'll click live participation in Zoom. And then instead of like a Zoom code, you don't have to create a Zoom meeting because it does it right here for you. You'll just have to do this, connect it to your Zoom beforehand. It's pretty easy though. It'll just prompt you to do it. So these are going to be the instructions that we'll email out to the parents. We're going to have the students join with this code at join.nearpod.com, and then you'll put this code in, and we got to make this a Zoom meeting, and then we'll have you create your Zoom meeting, and you can start it. And then you would sign into your Zoom. And there you go, you have your Zoom meeting ready to go. And then the kids will just use that code to get into your meeting instead of actually going into a Zoom meeting. So just make sure that if you do a Zoom meeting this way, that you have them use the same code that you send out in the email, or else the Zoom meeting is going to not work very well, and you'll have to resend out a code, and it's just going to be kind of a mess. So just make sure that you keep it the same code.